Once again, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining for another session of Azure Power Lunch. And as you know, this call is being recorded and we place our recordings on our YouTube channel. So if you don't want to be recorded, you may want to drop off now. Sorry, I may be sounding like a broken clock, but that's important. Okay, so with that, we go with our topic of discussion, which is Azure Functions Flex Consumption. This is a new plan. This is in just went in preview at build. So we are going to be talking about it. We will just do a quick overview, key features, and it's a demo heavy session. And we will take a look at some of the features. So before we jump into um, the flex consumption plan, we have to talk about Project Legion. So Project Legion is the underlying platform on which this service is sitting on top of. So, for example, this is, folks, if you don't mind, if you can mute yourself, if you are not asking a question. Thank you. So, a few years back, Microsoft started looking at building a new platform. As the customer more and more started adopting serverless, they were looking at how they can address customer needs like they need faster scale up, they need VNet integration, they need private connectivity, all of that, how they address it. And that's where Project Legion comes in. And by the way, this is all public knowledge. I'm not sharing anything that is not public. There's an article, a blog article that I have shared the link in the resources. So please take a look, and it provides more detail. So Project Legion is built on top of VM ScaleSet. It's a brand new infrastructure built from ground up to provide exactly these features. And one of the key service that went on was Azure Container App consumption plan. That was the first one. Then this is the Azure Function Flex Consumption. That's another service that is sitting on top of it. So this is one of the key part. That's the platform. So the just some more information. This is basically allows you to scale to thousands of instances in a matter of minutes and tens of instances in matter of seconds. So that we will also take a look at that as well. And the key components are VM scale sets, which is providing this capability, and as well as nested virtualization. Um, app Azure App Service v3 is providing serving the APIs, and all of these, of course, are kind of abstracted out. But I this is just some of the guts of it on which this platform is sitting. Sometimes it's interesting to know like how these things are built. So that's why I'm sharing. And of course, Cosmos DB is used to store the metadata. Okay. So with that, let's quickly move on to this particular plan. And that's when, if you are looking at different plans, how you want to build your service, as you can see, this is the flex consumption. What is, and we will go into difference between flex consumption and consumption in a second. The key difference between is faster scale up compared to consumption and ability to integrate with a VNet so function can call backend services, and ability to uh, create a private endpoint. So if it's an HTTP trigger, other services or anybody who is the consumer of the service can call it over a private endpoint. So that's the key part, and we will dive more into some other features and that's what it is: flexibility of scale. So it can scale up to tens of instances in a matter of seconds and hundreds and possibly thousands of instances in the matter of minutes. Of course, private networking, that goes without saying, is a key thing, and it's serverless. So yes, I mean, you can say, okay, we can do the premium Azure function plan, that is there. We can use the premium function plan, and that allows private networking as well as You can do the VNet injection as well. But what about the serverless? It's not exactly serverless. If you look at the premium function, I mean, it's running on a certain plan. There are certain minimum number of instances that are always there. So that has to be there. So that's that. But this one is truly serverless. And we will take a look in the demo where it will be kind of very clear to you, like what I'm talking about. So
Talking
let's,
about. So let's
sorry guys, I think there is some echo. So let me just, okay. So as I said, key feature, you have always ready instances. So you can either have rely on uh, the startup instances or always ready instances. In the case of always ready, the billing is slightly different. We'll talk about it. Visual network integration is there both in the ingress side as well as the egress side, and it scales up both in the case of both HTTP and non-HTTP based trigger. Okay, and for the memory size, you have choices. You can have a memory of 2 GB or 4 GB. You can change that. Okay, and this is kind of a quick comparison between consumption and flex consumption. Okay, so yes, both can scale to zero, and both are event driven when scaling up. But look at the difference. One thing is this flex consumption scales really, really fast. Second, um, the virtual network support that is not there with consumption, it's there with flex consumption, as I said already. And you can have dedicated compute with the help of always ready instances. If you go towards the bottom, scale out, the max scale out for the flex consumption is 1,000. Okay. So that's that. Okay. So that's basically some of the key difference between these two. Any questions so far? And in regards to the instance memory, as I said, there are 2 GB and 4 GB instances. You can change it either at the creation time or at the startup. You can change the default concurrency as well. How many functions should be run per instance? I mean, ideally, you can run multiple functions per instance, which you should do. But let's say that your function is memory intensive. In that case, you can set the appropriate concurrency, and it will run, multiple only those number of instances of functions per instance. Okay, um, that's that. And then this is the billing. In regards to billing, you basically, for on demand, it's pretty similar to what you have the consumption billing, which is how many number of executions that you have. Okay. But in regards to always ready, that's where things are slightly different. In that case, your billing will be, of course, total number of executions that's there, but also total number of memory provision for always ready instances, which makes sense, because you have these instances um, that are there for you to use. So that's what you will be, you will be paying for it. So that's why it's gonna be slightly expensive, but of course you get faster scale out. So if you have those scenarios, then this thing is there. In regards to language support, yes, C Sharp, only the isolated mode is supported, .NET 8, and you can see Java, uh, Python, all of these languages are supported. Just keep in mind, this is only for Linux. Okay, so it's for Linux. Okay. In regards to preview, there are certain triggers which are not supported, like Kafka, Azure SQL as SignalR. It's not available in all regions as well. So you will have to fine. Look at the currently supported region. As you can see, it's a preview service. So as more regions come up, you can see what region the support is. And finally, in regards to DevOps, there are certain DevOps actions which are not currently supported. As I mean, I'm pretty sure it's a preview limitation. Hopefully, once this thing goes GA, then those tasks will be supported. So with that, here is our demo scenario. What we have is we have a flex consumption app and which is VNet integrated. And then we have service bus, which has a private endpoint. So we don't want service bus to be accessible from anywhere else except the private endpoint. Just keep in mind, in order to send messages, I have opened a firewall for my IP, external IP address. That's that. And we will send some messages and the function will trigger and we will see it scale up and scale down. Okay. That's the
Kisme?
demo. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Bana kisme?
Um, so this is the demo scenario. So let's first what we're gonna do is we are gonna go in and let's for a minute. By the way, first of all, any questions? So let's go in and let's look at the first of all a creation experience, like how you will create a function app and how it will look like. So what is the difference between a flex consumption and the function app that you normally create? Okay, so let's go in and we are gonna say, so you see, I really like this view. Instead of like going through and guessing, okay, which you should select, this gives you like the entire picture. Like, okay, if I want to build an app uh, or a microservice, what should I be using? So let's say we're gonna say flex consumption, and with that, let's move on. And now it will ask us the resource group name. So let's say we pick a resource group demo, and then let's we call it run. And then you will select a region, and then what you're going to do is you will be selecting um, the version, and this is the instance size. But just keep in mind you can change the instance size later on as well if that is not working for you. Okay, and that's pretty much it. The rest of the screen is pretty similar in terms of any other function app that you create, like storage, networking, monitoring, deployment. All of that is very similar. So that's that. So once you do that, you will create the function. The function app will be created. So let's take a look at a function app that we already has. Okay. And this is one of the function app that we already has. Let's take a look. And by the way, just keep in mind there's a link to samples. I have shared that link in the end in the resources one. Take a look at it. It has all the samples that you need, and I am using one of those samples for this demo as well. Okay. So, I mean, most of the stuff is pretty generic. Any function that you use, you're gonna see the same thing. There's nothing to write home about in terms of setting or any differences. But there is this thing, scale and concurrency. Let this screen come up. Since it's a demo, it will take its sweet time to come up. Uh, Refresh it. Okay, yeah, let me just go in here. Let's see if I was on this screen here. Yeah, not sure what's going on. For some reason, whenever you, in the meantime, if there are any questions, please feel free to ask. Yeah. So finally, the screen came up. As you can see, this is the instance memory size that I can go in and I can change. And then you have the um, HTTP. You want to assign concurrency. I'm not using an HTTP trigger, so I'm not going to do anything. I mean, you can set the concurrency here, like how many concurrent requests you can want to process for the HTTP, what is the scale out, and that's here you can give the minimum or you can give the always ready instances if you want. Okay, so that's a kind of the setup that we are doing. So what we have here is a very simple, as I said, a function, and in that function, I have, as you can see, there is only one server online. So what I'm going to do is I am going to move it to a new tab, move to new window. So it is here so that we can see both the things. So I am going to, okay. So from one side, I'm going to be sending some events. Basically, what are the events? I'm just sending some, sorry, messages. And as this server started to scale up, you will start seeing the number of servers go up. Oh, I forgot to mention one thing. I'm going to show you the function. Yes. So hopefully everybody can see it. This is the host.json. Can everybody see it? As you can see, I am setting the concurrency to 1. So what happens is each function instance will run on one of the consumption instances. Okay, so it's going to be 1 to 1. We want faster scale up. This is, you should not do it in production. This is just to show you the demo. As I put load in, you will start this thing to go up. Okay, so with that, let's go back in, go in here, and it is the, yes, service bus. So we have all the setup that we need. On the left hand side, we have server. So let's first send you know, a single message. Send message, and I'm going to call it um, test 111, and let's send it 5 times. Okay. As we send the message, you will see, I mean, this screen refreshes every 1 minute, so you will see in a few minutes, I mean, very quickly, the number of servers go up. Let's refresh this. So you will see basically this thing changes, the number of server will go up, and just to show you the scale up. Okay, let it come up. Okay, should change any second. What we're gonna do is I'm going to send 200 messages. 200, and I am going to do a repeat send. I'm going to send 200 messages. Okay, and let's refresh this. Some reason it should pick up messages anytime. I'm not sure why it is not picking up. Let me go at the overview. Oh, once again, let's go to the Live matrix. For some reason, it's not picking up the messages. So let's take a look at it one more time. Is it running? Yes, the function is running. Yeah. I mean, I tested it a few minutes ago and it was like, that's what the preview is all about. So sometime, um, it, let's be, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to, uh, let me restart it. Okay, in the meantime, any questions, folks? Yeah, I have restarted it. So let's see if that does any. Okay, so ideally, sorry for the demo snafu. I'm not sure what's going on. It basically, as soon as you hit the messages are hit, it picks it up and it started. Okay, simple telemetry. What's going on? Let's see if it is. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, it seems like it's stopping. So okay, so basically, what you should have seen is that this thing starts up as you start sending messages, and as you send messages, this thing will um, start processing, and you will see the number of servers go up. And it seems like that this is not um, doing it right now. And to be honest, I'm not sure why, because I just tested it a few minutes ago and it was, taking messages and processing it. So I'm pretty sure there's some, I mean, it's a preview, so it must be some sort of an issue at this moment. So, yeah, let me try one more thing, guys. And since we still have demo time, so let me go in and let me um, use this service trigger to assign some dedicated instances. Let's say if that start to kick this thing up. Okay, I'm going to do 10 dedicated instances. Okay, and let's save it. Boom. So now we have 10 dedicated instances. So you should see those instances pop up here any second. And let's go back to our queue. Let's see if there is anything changed with our queue. Not yet. But you should see here these dedicated instances. Okay, let's refresh it one more time. Yeah, this is very weird. I'm not sure what's going on. Okay, you see that? It's scaled up. So I think there was some issue with the service or something, but it scaled up to 110 instances. So right now it is running 110 instances, and the messages, because since it's processing one message and each message takes 30, so that's why you see a large number of instances available online. I'm pretty sure there's some issue with the preview that kind of stopped me from that. So any questions? I know there's like a bit of a demo snafu, but you get the idea. I mean, this thing is still in public preview, so see, um, and once it has done processing messages, you will see the number of server go down as well. But since we have set up 10 dedicated server, it will never go below 10, you know, in the number of servers, because the 10 will remain there. Okay, now it is zero. So you should start seeing the number of servers going down. I know we have 2 more minutes, so please feel free to ask any question. Okay. And just as a recap, oh, look, the number of servers have gone down to 20. So it scales up fast. So since it's running, let's try our luck and send send some more messages. Oh, let me send 50 messages. We are back to 10 servers. And once we send, so we talked about Azure Function um, Flex Consumption, which is the new offering from Azure Function side. It is truly serverless, provides you with VNet connectivity, and scales up really, really fast. Look, I mean, as you can see, the number of servers rapidly went to 60 in a matter of seconds. So that's the power. That's what I wanted to show you. So that's basically this offering. It's currently in public preview. It's built on a brand new platform called Legion. I have links to that all that information that we talked about, as well as samples. In the end, you can try yourself, and I hope um, found it useful for yours, or your own organization or your customers. And thank you for joining. And hope to see everybody next week. I know Kumar is presenting on OpenAI, so looking forward to your session, Kumar. And thank you everyone for joining. Have a wonderful rest of your